What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is December 28th of 2020. Well, folks, I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. And in today's video, I want to spend some time to talk about the potential reality of Bitcoin breaking towards $30,000 here before the end of the year, if not a few days after the new year, and talk about why this could not only be a good thing in the sense of the upward price movement, but why we should be prepared and on alert as we go towards this price range, as it could serve as heavy resistance going off of previous history. So let's go ahead, let's spend some time to dive into it and take a look over the market real quick here. Over the last 24 hours, the vast majority of cryptocurrencies in green territory, a lot of plays pushing close to double-digit territory, if not in double-digit territory, up to the upside. We can see plays like Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Kusama, Ethereum, Cell Token, IOTA, Aave. A lot of players down the list are doing well. Polkadot leading the way here as well, and actually breaking out of a wedge, as we talked about on our live stream the other day. But I want to go ahead and focus solely on Bitcoin here today, guys. And the reason why is because I understand that Bitcoin is the major focus point right now. A lot of people are curious as to, with all the kind of upward movement, the fact that it has outpaced the vast majority of altcoins, people's interest is on Bitcoin right now. And the question here is, where are we going to, and how long are we going to continue in this uptrend? I think it's a very kind of difficult question to answer, because Bitcoin has definitely done something that it's never done, at least compared to the last previous cycle, which was one of the more mature cycles in Bitcoin's history, where we had some markets developed. You were talking about a decent valuation range for Bitcoin. So I digress. I'm rambling. Taking a look here at the last few days, a lot of people are starting to chart a pattern towards $30,000. This is the next big even level. Technically speaking, if you want to kind of round it off here, the all-time high is roughly around $20,000, and this would basically be a 50% move from the previous all-time high around 20K. If you want to take it here from the daily candle where we really got the breakout, this would be a 55.4% move up here towards $30,000. And this is not only a very big even level, so the psychology is playing out here, but the momentum here shows very clearly, even to my surprise and many other people, that this is probably going to climb up towards around 30K. Now, it may not hit the even level of $30,000. It might, start to hit some resistance a bit earlier on. People might start selling prematurely. Who knows? It might even go slightly above it. But the key goal here is to focus on whether or not Bitcoin's going to be able to continue climbing like this at this kind of momentum. Now, I'm all big on Bitcoin in the long run. I'm not saying that this is the end of the market right here. We just got started breaking past the all-time highs. My point here is that if we're talking about this being an expanded cycle, as we've talked about for a long period of time, where the cycles are growing by around 11 to 13 months, we're not going to get to 100K or 200K overnight. And this is definitely distinct from what we've seen in history. Now, I want to spend some time here to dive into some really interesting metrics on what is the most critical thing I think you can focus on when it comes to analyzing price, and that's supply and demand. And the great thing is that we get a lot of great visual images of the supply and demand of Bitcoin that we don't get with other asset classes like stocks. In this case, we have a lot of on-chain metrics that will give us an idea of how whales, or people who have large sums of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, are interacting with that crypto. If they're moving it to exchanges, that likely means that they're looking to sell, they're looking to take profit. If they're moving crypto off of exchanges, these are long-term positions. These are positions that they're not looking to touch, that they are exposed on a net long position, right? They're holding those positions. So this is an article here from John at Ethereum World News. In this case, Bitcoin whales are making fewer deposits on BTC to crypto exchanges. And as we go down the list here, there's a really interesting set of tools that you can utilize. This is a custom indicator from a website called CryptoQuant, that basically showcases in this manner a certain ratio of whales, in this case, depositing Bitcoin on exchanges. And we can see here that when we get into this red zone here, where it says OG whales are depositing Bitcoin, so as the chart grows here, the higher the amount here, this means that more whales are putting Bitcoin onto exchanges, in this case, ready to sell. You can start to see as we get into this territory how things start to stagnate a bit, but as we decline out of that ratio, the ratio goes lower and lower below 85, which is usually the historical resistance point. price is able to continue climbing as we get that decline in overall deposits. And you can start to see this. I'll go ahead and show the tweet here where they got this from. This is from Ki Young Ju in this case, who is one of the people over at Crypto Quant. You can see on this chart here, as the ratio remained high here, you start to see stagnation in regards to price. It was basically making 85% new support, and we started to see the decline here as the ratio goes higher, maintains above that level, and then the sell-off follow through. Now again, we had the event of the pandemic in that case that definitely played a role in that for sure. But take a look at this chart as well. As we decline here and for multiple months remain below that 85-point ratio, chart starts to go parabolic here, especially as we see that further decline towards even lower levels that we usually don't see, right? And then as you see the increase here, right, whales to exchanges, price is starting to make those those lower highs and lower lows. So a really interesting chart here overall. Again, what's probably more infamous, or not infamous in this case, I always use that word wrong. What's probably more familiar and well known to most people in regards to the cryptocurrency space is the reserves on exchanges. And we've seen that over the last couple of months, it's gone down quite a bit from a peak here back in February of 2020 at around 2.7 million, going all the way down here now to 2.37 million. That's a dramatic decline in on-chain liquidity. It means that if people wanted to go buy on spot markets, there's going to be a lot more of an effect on price. And the same goes for selling as well. But here's the catch. Not many people are selling. Will 30K be that point where we see a big spike in exchange reserves as prices continue to climb higher? Because right now, exchange reserves are setting in lower lows and lower highs. Will we see that trend reversal? That's the question. And I think that 30K does have that substantiation in this case, because it's not only a 55% move in a very short period of time, really a little bit over 2 weeks, but we've seen this before, guys. This is very, very similar to the move that we had back here in regards to back here in June at the peak of the overextended rebound out of the lows for Bitcoin. We've seen these kind of overexhausted rallies before. This one, on the other hand, did 85% in 16 days. Right, again, showcasing that similar price action where, apologies there, we just basically go vertical in a very short period of time. And I think, again, what we can expect in regards to a correction, I don't even know in regards to the amount that we should expect in regards to the actual pullback. But again, it wouldn't be too crazy to think that Bitcoin could have a 30, 40, 50% correction here very soon, right? That's not me being overtly negative. It's just being realistic. So again, hold on standby. A lot of the people that I follow in the institutional space, people, who are working in the crypto lending space, where they're seeing institutional capital come in and out through borrowing activity, along with that as well through, quant tools like this in this case, right? Looking through a lot of the data scientists and the people I follow who trade in this market actively, they're saying to be a bit wary at this point, right? Now, if we get continued growth here, if we don't get any kind of stop on the kind of institutional interest on Bitcoin from the institutions that have been coming in, the corporate companies, the corporate treasurers, then in that case, this can go to the moon, in this case, keep climbing. But we haven't really seen many major stories develop over the past week. A lot of that has started to be exhausted from the previous few weeks. So stay on edge, stay alert, guys. And I'd love to hear from you all as well what you think about this. Do you think that we're going to break through 30K and continue climbing higher? Or do you feel like we need to be a bit more hesitant here and look for a dip in the market? I'm interested to hear from you guys. Try to provide as non-biased of an opinion as you can. I'm not just saying this because, I want Bitcoin to go down or anything. I love Bitcoin. I believe this thing's going to go to 100K to 200K in the next cycle. A cycle we're living through right now. Right? So again, I think Bitcoin's going to perform well in the long run, but I do believe that there's a decent chance here that if we do continue this kind of parabolic nature to 30K, it might be a little too much too quick. All right. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. If you like this video, please drop a like, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. And there's a ton of links down below in the description if you want to support the channel or get started with cryptocurrencies. That being said, though, I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.